when you guys are talking about racing, what is it that draws you to be a motorsport fan? Because I think that's what really people connect to in podcasts, like where the originality comes from. Obviously, everyone's different. Everyone has a different story with how they connect to it and the things that stand out most to them. And I think it can be easy sometimes, for me at least personally, to kind of lose your own voice and really kind of talk about what you actually find interesting about it, as opposed to just what, well, I don't know, people on Twitter, people on TikTok, people on even just like the Sky pundits, whatever they're on about. It can be kind of hard to differentiate between what opinions are actually your own and what opinions are just other people's you're reading. But what is it when you kind of reflect back on what you like about motorsport that really draws you in and keeps you watching every week? It's a tough question. There's no time limit.
I've never been asked that before.
I wouldn't say, I don't read, like, I wouldn't be one for Twitter or anything like that, or like I'd be on TikTok, but I wouldn't pay attention to other people's opinions on it. So I'm not, like, I wouldn't be swayed.
Sure.
So all my opinions are my own, but I don't know. I don't know.
I fell into Formula One by accident. I just found myself.
So did I.
It was just on the telly one day, and I found myself just brainwashed by it, and then never missed a Grand Prix after that. Then, so I don't know. I like the drama. I like really close racing. I like really dramatic close racing. That's why Miami wasn't my favorite. But
Absolutely.
I love
fair enough.
close racing. So.
I think I'm similar. Yeah, you like, and then.
I mean, the off-track drama helps as well.
That I was gonna say, like, a mix of both. You get to know who they are as people as well. So you like seeing when some people do well, and then when they don't do well, you feel it as well. You're like, oh, like, I wish they got those points, or I wish they didn't crash. Like, you get so emotionally
Absolutely.
invested, And I like how once they're out of the cars, they're friends. Like, there's no malice. Hatred. Well, so there's not a lot of malice in the paddock. Like, it is very
that's lively. I think it can be hard sometimes. You feel like the drivers, even I guess last season stands out. We're going to talk about your experience at the end of last season soon, but last season it did feel like the drivers were heavily invested emotionally, even beyond Max and Lewis. I don't know. It felt obviously Bottas and Perez massively invested, and then the way that, I don't know, it was a big shift really, that the team principals were like characters. Now they were like, movie villains. They were both, I think, equally irritating and annoying in my opinion. But I don't know, it was a weird shift where the title battle was so close and intense. And, it's a fact about how high the stakes are, even just money wise, what they're fighting over is a real prize and a really significant thing. So you can understand why they got so emotionally invested in it. But I guess there are downsides to that as well, right?
It was like a Hollywood film. Like, that's what it was like watching. It was like watching a film. It was just felt very, like, dramatized. And, like, even people down the paddock, they were always getting asked, oh, who do you want to win, Lewis or Max? And you felt like people were taking sides in a way. And then if it wasn't drama on track, it was off track. And then people, especially, like, the Lewis and Max fans, were so split. And it was like you were afraid to say it because someone was coming at you then, like, no, that's wrong. Like, it was so weird.
My TikTok comments are like prime examples of Lewis and Max fans battling head to head.
Yeah, just people. I mean, on some level, I think that's just people want. No one wants to like sit on the fence. It's a lot more fun to take a side when you've got something to fight for. I guess I don't know, and it probably helps your TikTok stats. You get people fighting, going back and forth in the comments, pump up the views.
I just sit laughing at them all. It's the best.
But the minute you give an opinion, you get attacked.
You're gone. I try not to. I try to stand back, even though people know how I feel. So I'm like, you just fight it out.
See, I'm the opposite. You try kind of stand back and like, like a little middle ground. Yeah, I'm in it. I'm like, no, I'm right. You're wrong.
So what are the opinions that get you in trouble then, or the ones that you actively promote to rustle some people in the comments?
I don't know. It was mainly like last year, like
the fact that we were Max fans, really.
Yeah, basically, like if there was a crash.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Really.
Right.
Especially when they crashed. Oh, I'm very like no. Like I think Silverstone, I was so angry at that. Like I hurt. Like that was emotional pain.
Yeah.
And I remember I just went on a mad when I was like, no, I won't talk to anyone. I was like, if you even like mention Lewis's name, don't speak to me. It took me about a week to calm down.
More. Yeah.
It was so, but like anyone, because they seen the effect it had on me, they were going. They were like, oh.
Yeah.
Like Max is this. I was like, no. Step aside, leave me alone. Let me calm down.
And until I did my first TikTok that actually spoken, a lot of people thought I was British. And so they were commenting saying, how is she British and doesn't like Lewis Hamilton? And I was like, no, I'm Irish, so we're kind of neutral in it. We don't have to take anybody's side, but I'm definitely Team Max, so just.
And it's anti-British. If you're gonna pick a side, it's quite easy. I don't know. I don't want to rustle any feathers, but as you know, there's some history there.